As I say, on the pursuit to your goals, you meet the right people. Even if you chose the wrong goal, you'll meet the right people on your pursuit, skilled people. Now, one thing I always have to point out with men in particular, because the male nature is different from the female nature, very rarely are men out in the world and you just walk up, compliment a guy and say, hey man, we should hang out. In fact, I think a great many guys will probably think you're gay if you say something like that, right? Because males were just not like that. Whereas a woman could walk up to another woman like, oh, I love your nails. Where'd you get your nails done? She's like, oh, I get them done at blah, blah, blah. Oh, you look so cute. We should hang out. She's like, yeah, for sure. And it's sincere and they actually exchange information and hang out. Whereas me, if someone came at like, oh man, I like that suit is dope. Where'd you get that? Oh, I got it here. Oh yeah, that's great, man. You look good. We should hang out. I'm like, bruh, you don't have any friends, man? What's going on with you, man? That's strange. Like I would for sure like hand them somebody else's business card. Like, this dude different. Men make friends by building together. We got to build something together. We have to be in motion. We have to be engaged in activity. Very rarely do we just walk up and just, hey, how are you? Let's be buddies. When we say building, you might be building an organization, charitable causes. You might be building a business. You might be building your bodies and minds together. You might be learning together. But very rarely is it just strictly social. They're also an intermediate. And for the best of intermediate thing is something that you're growing together. That's what bonds men. That's why you always have to be in motion. When I meet people, and I really want to point out something to you, because you're going to notice a change in your life as you ascend. I remember when I was a young man living in San Francisco, Silicon Valley, a very expensive place to live, a lot of big shots there, people working for Google and Facebook and all the technologies that you use on a regular basis, young people making solid incomes, everyone's ambitious, they're in a world-renowned tech hub. You meet people at these networking events and there's a ton of them. And if you look like you're 30 years or younger, people are kind of like, this guy probably needs a job, or he's trying to network, he's an upstart. No one's checking for you, right? You're the one like trying to meet people. Hey, you're exchanging business cards, no one ever hits you up. And then eventually there'll be a flip. When you become someone, as a man, when your name means something, you become seasoned. People can look at you and say, yeah, I can tell by that watch, he has it. I can tell by that suit, he's the man. Then you go to the networking event and it's almost less comfortable because it's like you damn near feel like you're a piece of bloody meat in a sea of sharks. Everyone wants to meet you all of a sudden. They want to talk to you and exchange cards and have long conversations. And you start looking at them trying to measure them up. And what you notice is like, you don't have anything to offer me. You don't have anything to give me, which means you could only be here to get something from me. There can be no exchange here. You're here to get something from me. And then you're trying to get out of those networking events quick. Maybe you went there, you gave a talk, whatever the case is. Every time I'm in a networking event, I'm always thinking, God damn, how do I get to the door? How do I get out of here? You're trying to move like, oh, hey, did you meet so-and-so? Hey, how are you? What's your name? Oh, yeah, what do you do? Oh, yeah, that's interesting. Oh, hey, I even had cases where people are like, oh, hey, I saw you pull up. I'm like, God damn. Like, you're smart. Like, that's actually like a really smart thing. If you can't get an advanced list of who's going to be there, which is what I used to do when I was in my early 20s. I want to know who's going to be there. I want to know what they look like so I can go meet the ballers and the players in this game. But if you were in the parking lot, like, oh, bro, I see he's riding. Yeah, I'm going to meet that guy. That was really smart. I was like, yeah, you drove up in. I was like, oh, wow, that's interesting. I try to get out. Now, how do you measure up someone? Really quickly. You measure man. Does he have a goal? What's he working on? And then how precise is it? If it's not precise, he's not serious. I know he's not serious. And even when I'm dealing with women, I like to mostly pull this out when they start annoying me. Like if they start annoying me, you feel me, like asking me silly things or pulling on my time, that's when I ask them, like, hey, what's your goal in this area? I'd have them sharp up that goal, like, go work on that. Like, what you're asking me, that's irrelevant. Go work on that. But anyways, back to the men. Does he have a goal? You meet a guy in a networking event, he should be on his way to somewhere. What are you working on? You get that microphone. You got think time. You got 15 seconds of think time.
Yeah, so thank Corey. Kind of going back to our last Sunday service where we were talking about for the good of the assassin and what we're going through and going to.
Yeah.
Just trying to become the top producer in my industry right now. I'm a salesperson, and so basically we are measured by the amount of revenue we generate for the company we're in. And so there's a list of people who are ahead of me. I'm still relatively new to the company. So there's a lot of people I'm looking to surpass, and that's going to take a lot of time, energy, and effort. So that's the goal, is to become a top producer, become the top 1% in the company. And that's saying a lot, but can be done.
Yes. How precise? Top 1% means what in numbers? Sales are measured in revenue. Revenue is measured in dollars. How many dollars?
So in the top 1% in my company, those people who are in the top 1% are making about 8,200-ish a week. And so that's like, what, 30,000 something a month. And so that's the top 1%.
Boom. Yeah, I can measure up a man really quickly, and you have to, right? Because if you're the top dog in an environment, everyone wants to meet you, get your information, network with you, get something from you. You have to be able to quickly assess who's worth my time. When you're the guy on the bottom, everyone's worth your time. You're the guy on the top, very few people you can actually do business with. So really quickly, what are you about? Boom, they tell you. And if it's not precise, I'm like, he's not serious, or he doesn't really understand, or he doesn't really know. So I want to hear it sharp, clear, quick, clean. Tells me how I can help you or collaborate with you. My name is Corey. I'm not going to say your last name. My name is Corey Smith. My name is Corey Smith. I work for Fill in the Blank Corporation. I'm working on closing out $8,000 in sales every month. Boom. Simple. Now, I would have for sure said my industry, just in case there's some interaction. And the person, oh, you're in blah, blah, blah industry? Oh, that's great. Yeah, I've been planning on going into pharma. Have you heard of this? And hopefully you have heard of fill in the blank. That's the key. You measure up that man by their goals. If they don't have any goals, if the goals aren't sharp, precise, you don't want to spend time with them. They're not going anywhere. They're a slow poke in this world. Someone earlier had said, hey, I'm a car mechanic. I'm thinking about becoming a mobile mechanic and working for myself. I say that's smart. This friend of mine, last name is Stanoff. He's a professional boxer. What do you think this is that we're standing in? It's his boxing gym that he opened. This was a great business for him to open because he's a professional boxer, knows boxing well, knows a lot of fighters who need to train and probably need a place to train, and he has expertise. It's a light lift for him. He doesn't have to go and learn about boxing gyms or boxing equipment or how to box or how to teach boxing classes. It is very close. And most importantly, it's easy. So I remind you all, identify something easy to work hard at. Identify. I didn't say find, like you don't have to go searching. You should be able to identify, meaning it's already there. You just have to select it, pick it up. It should be easy. You don't need to go searching. You don't need to go soul searching. You should be able to say, what am I already doing well? How do I know people congratulate me for this thing? People compliment me on this thing? People pay me for this thing? People mention this thing? It's something others have observed about me and seem to value. That is what it is. You identify. You don't need to find. You don't need to skill up. You don't need to go to school for it. It should already be there. You're identifying it, and it should be easy. What do I mean by easy? Low cost of energy. For example, right now, I'm public speaking. Do you think there are persons who, if they had to do what I'm doing right now, would they be up here sweating like, oh, I don't want to be here. I'm nervous. I'm anxious. This is not fun for me.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, right? Public speaking is a major fear. For me, it doesn't take much energy. It's easy. Doesn't mean I don't have to work hard at it. It just means that it's easy. So after we're all finished here, I'm not gonna be like, oh God, I'm not gonna be destroyed by it. I'm not gonna be drained of energy. I'll work hard at it just like I would if I wasn't skilled. The beautiful thing is to be skilled and still work hard at it. You're gonna get a better outcome. But the most important part is that it's easy for me. He's a boxer who opened a boxing gym. That's easy for him. The gentleman said, I'm a mechanic working for someone else. I'm going to become a mechanic working for myself. That's easy for him to do. I was talking to a young man, very intelligent, extraordinarily well-educated young man, went to a prestigious university, got 2 degrees there in one particular field, and we're talking on a consultation. And he said, hey, Marquett, I got a great job in my field, and I'm also studying real estate. I was like, why? Why would you do that? What sense does that make? So you told me you went to school for all these years, took 2 rigorous degrees, And now you're going to go study something new and learn how to do something you don't know how to do and haven't been training to do for the last 7 years? Why do that? You're distracted. You're distracted. You're already in an industry where people make billions of dollars. Why would you step out into another industry? Why would you spread your attention thinly? Why would you become a master of many things when that's impossible to do? And specialists get paid the most money in our society, not generalist, specialist. Even if you're in medicine, does a general physician, general practitioner, also known as a family doctor, do they make as much money as a neurosurgeon? No, because surgery is a specialty. Even if you're in cosmetics, it's a specialty. Specialties make the money. We get distracted. We're in the side hustle era. What about your main hustle? Pick something that's easy, and you're also still going to have to work hard. That's the part people don't like. But when it's easy, working hard's not a thing because it doesn't drain you. And you might be able to ask that question, that guiding question that I mention in almost every Sunday service, which is, how can I have fun with this? How can I have fun with this? There's so many different things I could do with this experience we're having that can make this fun. You can do that with any job that you have. So identify something easy for you to do. Doesn't have to be easy for anyone else, just for you. And then work really hard at it.